Today I want to show you an easy way to make biochar using a wooden stove. So here we have a rocket stove. I made a previous video on how to make a rocket stove with a cinder blocks, like a L shape. Today I'm using something similar, but it's a J shape. So the only difference is, you can see, you feed the fire on top like that. And so you can put pieces of wood that are longer, so you don't have to be constantly feeding your fire on the L shape, the one I used in the previous video. The only problem is you're limited in the time of you using the fire, because at some point you will be full of ashes. But today, for what we're doing with the cooking shakshuka, it's no problem. It won't be for a long time. So usually most of the people who make biochar, they make a huge fire, they use a lot of energy just to make biochar. But here, we are cooking a meal for Thanksgiving, shakshuka, and at the same time, in the fire, we have biochar going. So the biochar is pretty much done. It's in a can. So that can is used to make a biochar. So biochar looks like charcoal. It is a kind of charcoal made through a process called pyrolysis, which means it has to be inside without oxygen. So what I do is I use cans, could be cans of beans or cat food, that you close with a hole. And to make them fit together, I use crimpers, pipe crimpers. That's a tool that you can use for people who make roofing. So you pinch on the side and you make that. So what can you put inside your biochar? You could put anything that has been alive once, so peels of oranges. Here I have a second batch. I'm gonna use cardboard. All those Amazon or whatever cardboard package you have, you can use a shredder, you can use that. You can use wood, you can use bones, you can use oysters. Why not? If you have cat, you could use their daily offerings in a cat litter. So why is that good? It's like biochar is like a super sponge. It's able to absorb 5 or 6 times its own volume in liquids. So you could have biochar that you can activate, as we say, because if you put biochar like that in your garden, it will be a total catastrophe, because you will absorb the nutrients and nothing else for the plants. You could use that in your seedling, in your plants. When you go away, you activate your biochar with water, so your plants will have some water to survive when you're gone. You could also activate that with all kind of liquids, like good fertilizer. So I'm gonna make a video about harvesting worm juice from your worm composting system. So when the fire is done, I take the can of biochar, I take a bucket, a metal bucket, I empty the biochar in it, and I can put worm juice in it, and the biochar will absorb the worm juice. You could use any fertilizer from the Jadam, the South Korean natural farming school. You could use all the fertilizer from the organopónico Cuban school. Anything would work. And the beauty of that system is, when the biochar is done, it cooked through pyrolysis, so all the steam goes out of the can through the hole. And when it's done, the smoke, you will see the smoke coming, then it won't be moisture. At the beginning it's mostly moisture, and then it's wood gas. And you will see a little flame, and at some point it stops. And here, for instance, we don't see any smoke coming out of that pipe, that hole. It used to have, we saw smoke before, not anymore. It means it's ready. So at the same time you have a great meal for Thanksgiving, we have biochar. Et voilà!